Hi, this is Kim Peck at My Stamping Garage, and today I'm going to show you how to make this card. This is our third and final card in the September 2022 Card Kit to Go class. In that card kit, you will get everything you need to make three each of three different cards. Everything will be pre-die cut, and the greetings, you get 9 cards, but I usually send about 12 greetings, so you can choose what you want your greeting to say before you send your card. And a lot of times I'll hold on to these and put them on as needed when I know what kind of a card I'm going to need. So that's up to you. This one was made with a cardstock base rather than a pre-done card base. And so to get this size, which is this one, I just took one of the 8.5 by 11 sheets and cut it in half, and I'll get 2 card bases. So let's go ahead and get started. This is Early Espresso that I'm using for the base. And then inside, I gave you a Whisper White to put in so you don't need special pens to add your correspondence inside. Next, I'm going to add my caramel layer, or crumb cake layer. So this is creamy crumb cake. Or just crumb cake, and I have cut that to 4 by 5 1/4, so you get an even margin all the way around the outside. Next, I'm going to add my Evening Evergreen, and I did that about 1.5 by 5 1/4. I'm going to put that down toward the base of the card, about maybe a 1/2 inch up from the bottom. And then I used, again, that Rings of Love paper. This was a celebration item, which you can't get anymore, unfortunately, but I did use it on this card. One thing I noticed is when I cut these, apparently I cut them a little longer than they needed to be. So what I usually do in that case is I'm going to go ahead and adhere my paper down. And I'm going to leave just about a 1/2 inch of that color showing. I'm going to line it up along this edge, and then on this edge, I am just going to take a pair of scissors and just trim that using the paper edge as a guide. There. That kind of fixes that little miscut there. Now, we're going to take these pieces, and these came from that same Rings of Love paper. However, to get this look, I'll show you, well, I don't even know if you can tell on the back. But this is grooved and cut out. And to do that, I used these 3-ring hybrid embossing folder. So you get the embossing folder. It looks like this to get the lines in there. And then you have this set that actually goes right in there. You can cut it with that in there if you want to and do it all at the same time. I find it easier to line up if I just do the paper first and then the cutting. A lot of people say to do the opposite because sometimes it flattens out those grooves a little bit, but I find that it works okay, and it's easier. That paper actually has this exact pattern, so I can get them all done at once. So I just found that it was easier to texturize and then to use that, but you can use them together. So you're going to get, as you see from this, you're going to get 5 different sizes. I just used the largest 3 for this card, and I just held on to these for later. So you're going to probably have these 2 sizes in your kit. I did the sample, well, actually I did the sample here with the smaller one, so I'll use the larger one on this sample. If you want to use dimensionals, this is where I would use them for this. But because not everybody has them, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to leave them off. And I'm just going to put that kind of toward the edge. Next, I am going to add these pieces. And I have one of each of this is the brushed metallic paper. And then this is the Evening Evergreen paper. And I used the bow punch to do that. And you will find that in the annual catalog in the back. And it cuts out both of these at the same time. So it was really quick for me to punch out all of these pieces that I needed. I'm going to start with this guy, and I did not put adhesive on the back just because there were large enough areas that I wouldn't need to. So I'm going to slide this under a little bit and just get it under so that it stays on the crumb cake paper. Next, I'm going to use one of these textural elements. These are little wooden leaf-like things. You can actually take a marker and color these if you want. I've seen Christmas things done with these colored red and the rest green. You can do all kinds of things with these. You can even flip them over and use the back side if you need the bow going in the other direction. So, and these are in the mini catalog, the July through December mini catalog that is out right now. Again, I just used adhesive on the back, and that seemed to hold fine. And then I'm going to slide this under so it overlaps a little bit with that bow, but also comes out that same side. Next, I'm going to take these little, they almost look like berries or something, but they're from that bow punch, and I'm going to add those underneath. So you won't want to put tons of adhesive around the edge of this, just keep it more in the middle. Otherwise, you won't be able to slide those in as well. And then I'm going to put adhesive again on this gold piece and slide it down here. Last, I am going to take this, it's the brushed gold, and put some adhesive on it and slide this under on this side. It just kind of keeps your eye going around instead of getting focused on one thing. Next, we're ready for the greeting. And you know me, it's a thank you for me, but you will have several different greetings in your set. You'll have 12, even though there's only 9 cards. And that way you can choose the greeting that works for your card. And again, you could put your greeting up here, you could put it here, you could put it down here. You have that choice at your card. But I put it so that I had about equal sides around it here. And then last but not least, we are going to add our brushed metallic elements here. So you will find that you have 6 of the little ones and 3 of these larger size. I did the larger size down in this area somewhere. You could put it down here. I'm going to put it maybe right about there. You'll notice here I did it on the edge of the tag. Right there. You can do whatever looks good to you. And then I'm going to put one over here and one over here. And the reason I do usually 3, or I usually do 3 elements just to keep, again, that kind of artistic balance. You get the 3 different, I always put them in some sort of triangular pattern. And there is your finished card. So it was very quick, very easy.